Across the ocean, leagues to the east of Tamriel, lies the mysterious land of Akavir. This dragonland is believed to be home to many nightmarish and deadly races. The first mortal of Tamriel to take advantage of these was Riemann Cyrodiil. Riemann turned these fierce Akaviri warriors into his own personal bodyguards. This newly formed organization, the Blades, also known as the Imperial Intelligence Service and the Dragonguard, proved to be one of the most legendary groups in Tamriel throughout the eras. In this video, we'll be sharing 5 facts about the Blades to give you an understanding of these foreign fighters. Fact number 1. Long before these Akaviri became Emperor Riemann's Dragonguard, these fierce warriors were the protectors of their own kingdom and the continent's official dragon hunters. Akavir is referred to as the Dragonland because the beasts plagued the inhabitants of Akavir since ancient times, so the Dragonguard was comprised of the elite. Only the greatest and bravest soldiers were good enough to join their ranks. The Dragonguard was so resoundingly strong and successful in their purge of the dragons that the remaining dragons fled east to Tamriel. Unrelenting in their task, the dragon hunters pursued, leading to the first Akaviri Invasion of Tamriel in the closing stages of the First Era. They were also traveling east with an ulterior motive, and that was to seek out the fabled Dragonborn. Fact number 2, the Akaviri Invasion. The invasion began in the northernmost point of Tamriel, in the province of Skyrim. The Dragonguard marched south, killing dragons and Nords in droves, crushing the Tamriel natives with unrivaled skill. Their march was finally stopped at the crossing between Skyrim and Cyrodiil at the Pale Pass. Riemann Cyrodiil met the invading Akaviri with his imperial legions. He was so dominant in this retaliation that not only did he stop the invaders, but he also managed to be the first person capable of uniting the human lands of Cyrodiil. The united Tamrielic force proved too much for the Akaviri, who had been traversing the frosts of Skyrim for quite some time already. The survivors of the defeated Akaviri Dragonguard heard Riemann's voice ring out through the pass, and they were left in awe of the great Imperial. They knelt. The greatest warriors of their home continent were humbled by the Imperial leader, and they swore their lives and their blades to him. Riemann Cyrodiil was the Dragonborn they had been searching for. The Akaviri fighters were so loyal that they even proclaimed him as the Emperor, despite the fact that he was never able to take that title in his lifetime. The Riemann Dynasty reigned in Cyrodiil for the remainder of the era, and the Dragonguard made for the perfect personal guard for Riemann, their prophesized Dragonborn. As time progressed and the dragons slowly went extinct, the Dragonguard were able to narrow their focus down completely until they simply served to protect the Dragonborn, and when that time came, they became known officially as the Blades. Fact number 3, the Blades reached the height of their power in the Third Era. The Blades continued in the same role throughout the Second Era and into the Third. Now by this time their order had expanded so much that they now covered every corner of the continent of Tamriel. Agents no longer had to be the purebred Akaviri, but all races were able to join so long as they were proficient enough. They also had agents outside of combat in professions such as merchants, thieves, craftsmen, and mages, but regardless of their profession, they were all united in acting as the Empire's primary form of protection and the #1 source of intelligence. They undertook covert operations across the continent, never revealing their allegiances to outsiders. Some of the remnants we still have of the Blades in modern times were built at this point in the Third Era. When they weren't working alone and in secret, agents met in secret fortresses with distinct unique features. These temples didn't resemble any of the architecture found elsewhere in Tamriel at the time, so it is heavily implied that some of the architectural quirks are inspired by traditional Akaviri Dragonguard design, much like the Blade's uniform and weapons. The most well-known of these temples can be found in Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion. This is Cyrodiil's Cloud Ruler Temple. There is rumored to be another named Windscour Temple just south of the expansive Alakir Desert in Hammerfell. There is another called Storm Talon Temple east of Wayrest in High Rock. And finally, there is another which can be explored in Skyrim, high in the mountains of the Reach, known as Skyhaven Temple. This intelligence and protection service greatly assisted the Riemann Dynasty, and were an enormous part of the Septim Dynasty. They assisted in the Vardenvel crisis by delivering the Nerevarine to Vardenvel for Uriel Septim VII, and they also played an important part in seeking out Martin Septim during the Oblivion crisis, and assisting him and the hero of Kvatch in their attempts to defeat Mehrunes Dagon. Fact number 4. While they waited patiently for a new Dragonborn to emerge in the 4th era, the Blades faction were wiped out entirely by the Thalmor during the Great War. In the 4th era, 171, the Aldmeri Dominion made quite a statement to the Empire. They sent an ambassador with an ultimatum to the Imperial City, demanding the disbandment of the Blades. This was hastily rejected, and the Thalmor ambassador responded by upending a covered cart, spilling hundreds of severed heads onto the floor. Every blade in the Somerset Isles and Valenwood was present. At the end of the Great War, the White Gold Concordat forced the Empire to dissolve the Blades, allowing the Aldmeri Dominion to hunt the former agents down one by one. Fact number 5. After the eradication of the Blades in Tamriel, only a few remained, escaping their fate unscathed. The 2 confirmed members who will meet the Dragonborn during the Dragon Crisis in Skyrim are Esbern and Delphine. There is a hint that Fulfheim may also be a member in hiding due to the fact that he carries a blade sword, but that's unconfirmed, and the lifetime of bad memories he seems to be drinking away remain a mystery. The Dragonborn of Skyrim has the opportunity to rebuild the Blades with Delphine and Esbern, who have been awaiting the return of the prophesized hero. The only other remnants of the Blade's legacy lie with Bolar's Oathblade. This blade belonged to Asilius Bolar, who survived the Aldmeri attack on Cloud Ruler Temple. He laid the sword down at the Shrine of Talos in Bloated Man's Grotto in Skyrim, along with a written oath before he was killed by the Thalmor. With the Blades broken and lost, the Empire established the Penitus Oculatus to act as the new bodyguards for the Empire. Subscribe to FudgeMuppet if you're new to the channel, and give the video a like if you enjoyed it. Our social media links can be found in the description down below. There you'll be able to stay up to date with everything we're up to. Thank you so much for watching this video. As always, I'm really appreciative. My name's Michael, and I look forward to nerding out with you again very soon.